What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Golden Dice Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4. We are in our second season. We have moved on from our first. It ended in a heartbreaking manner, in a cliffhanger at the end of Season 1, but we're back. We're ready to go. This feels like we're starting to get back into the swing of things. We're coming off a big stream. Was it on Wednesday? Where FFG did the starters. They revealed every card except 3. And they also did a little gameplay with it. RIP to Jeremy. He tried his best, but did not succeed. But we'll get into that in a second. Let's hear, Flock, what have you been up to lately? You playing any new games? Doing any tabletop? Any video games?
I haven't started anything yet. Just playing Valorant. You know, waiting for Hardcore WoW to come out. So that'll be fun.
What did come out?
Did it come out? I thought it was coming out tomorrow.
No. This is... What's today? It's today Friday? It's today Thursday.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. It's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be playing that.
Yeah. So, yes. Yeah, we can play some hardcore WoW. Brian, what about you?
I've been playing a little Lorcana. As much as Ravensburger doesn't want me to play this game, I'm trying my best to get some cards, run some decks. I'm losing to Jack's trash though all the time. His starter deck trash. So that in One Piece pretty much. So it's about my life right now.
I'm similar. Past the 500th episode of One Piece. 500 more plus more to go.
You guys have no freaking
About halfway
life.
there, yeah.
Dude.
No life.
Literally, like, best arc of any TV show I just watched. Amazing. Amazing. I actually am very tempted to just start reading the manga so I can get through it
Catch
faster. And because the pacing of the show is definitely a little rough at times. Even like this arc, which I think was one of the best I've ever watched of anything, there were still moments where I was like, please just keep the story going. Stop filling it with random 30-second nonsense. But yeah, I've been playing Lorcana. Been fun. We had that Sunday league. I went 3-1 at it. Got 7 of possible 10 points. I wasn't there early enough to get all the points in, but you can get like 10 points a week, 2 for a win, 1 for a loss. Some extra ones if you bring a new person or teach somebody the game. And then like it's a 12-week season, but they broke it up into 3 4-week things where you could also get prizes every 4 weeks. But at the end is when they hand out the bigger ones of whatever the OP kit is for Lorcana. So I mean, it was fun. Won't be able to make it this Sunday. Hoping for the next, but that is Labor Day weekend, so I don't know if they'll be having it right next weekend.
Then either. They'll probably have it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna go, but
Yeah.
depends on if we find cards next week.
Yeah.
The bigger retail release. So it's not likely, but
yeah. Brian and I will be hitting up some stores. I'm thinking we go to the mall area. It'll be easier to bounce between, I think, like Best Buy, Target, Walmart.
Barnes and Noble too.
Barnes and Noble's right there, yeah. GameStop.
Yeah, there's some weird places that, I doubt GameStop's gonna have anything, but we'll see.
Well, they had Destiny, man. They had Destiny packs.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, GameStop's probably not going to sell any games anymore, so they might actually have.
They might need to get into.
Yeah,
they
don't sell games. Everything's digital now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, so we're gonna hit up a few plays for that. I mean, Lorcana's been fun. It's actually impressed me more than I thought it was going to. It's just the biggest disappointment now is like I like to play jank. I like to play like things that are different each week. That doesn't mean I like to play unoptimized decks. Like even within Destiny, right? If I was playing something off-brand, I still wanted to have it like tuned so it did what it was trying to do efficiently. Whereas Lorcana, like all we have is starters, and then I got like a trove as well, so I really have starters plus 9 packs or whatever. So it's like the deck isn't really doing anything other than just playing units and drawing some cards since it's purple. So it's not as fun as I would hope right now, but hopefully. Yeah, hopefully when it hits the big stores, we can get packs.
And if you're not playing purple, why are you playing at all, Coach?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Is that the big color right now? Purple's like the strong one.
Purple's the only color that draws cards except for gray with a whole new world.
Okay.
It just dumps your hand and then you draw a full hand.
I guess,
again.
with a small card pool, you want like more card draw.
It's really rough.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. Purple is good. But yeah. So that's what we've been doing. But yeah, so we are coming off the heels of a big FFG stream. This has to be, I think, the best stream that they've done yet, which is not a passive-aggressive comment of saying their past streams have been terrible. This one was excellent. They talked through not only some of the cards, but I feel like the lines of play that they were doing was unique. They were showing off the power of each deck, what you want to do with each deck, and just talking through some of those decisions as well. So I really enjoyed it, on top of the fact we got like 8 cards from the stream. So really, really good. But all the stuff that they have been doing, I mean, so far, they've been hitting out of the park for me. I don't know. I mean, do you guys have an opinion on comparing how FFG entirely ran Destiny, and even like, I know we played Keyforge for like a hot second, but like comparing FFG of 2016 to 2020 compared to 2023 FFG? I mean, any comments just on that stuff?
Yeah, it's night and day. I mean, especially since I've been playing Lorcana recently, and not to bring it back to Lorcana, this is a Star Wars podcast, but going back to Lorcana, like Ravensburg is really, really making FFG look like the good guys here, the heroes, because I mean, they're transparent, they're talking, they're saying the right things, and they're way ahead, right? Assuming, I mean, the game's 2024, they're way ahead of schedule. I think at this point they're talking to the community, they're working with creators, and this stream was great. They look like they're having a blast with it too. So I'm really optimistic, cautiously optimistic. But what do you think, Flock?
So I wasn't there during the early bits of Destiny. I was there a little bit later. I think I got in Legacies. So I never really see much of a difference when it comes to like that. I wasn't really paying attention at that point when I first started anyway. But they do seem less quiet. So when they're doing the streams, they're showing more, talking more. I feel like they're having more, because I feel like, what was the other game when Destiny was out that was really popular that I felt like that was overshadowing it every single time?
Keyforge?
And they would like... Was it? I thought it was another Star Wars game. Was it the? I don't know. There was another game that they had basically, and like it was like, oh yeah, here's the new Destiny stuff, and like they had a whole bunch of other streams of another game.
Keyforge,
So now,
right?
it was a Keyforge. Okay.
I think that was Keyforge.
Yeah, but like now it's like we see a lot of streams with like Destiny, or not Destiny, Unlimited coming out, and you can see like they have all these streams planned. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, they are not thinking in the now, they're thinking the down the line, what they want to do. It's all organized. So it seems like it's going to be hopefully organized. If their streams are organized, hopefully their game's organized. So
I agree.
I'm still blown away there's a website, and there hasn't been much to it, right? Just some of the articles have been posted there.
Mhm.
But to me, I think that's amazing. And then there's going to be a database that's coming with it that they haven't put out yet. So like even on some of their, like after the stream, they put out the article regarding the spoilers in the stream and regarding the starters, and some of them would have links to cards, but you click on it and it says not available yet. So I'm excited to see that and see that come out. And I mean, yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. I think we're already looking at a whole nother level. But also I think it's almost like that PR strategy of like your rival, whatever, is blowing up. Just don't say anything. Don't do anything. Just let them sit in that almost. And, I think that's just what we're seeing right now. And granted, we are an echo chamber, right? I'm not really paying attention to the big Lorcana Discords or the Lorcana podcasts or anything like that. I'm not plugged into them to see any positive spins or whatever. So from my point of view, I was always looking forward to Unlimited more. So this is almost like my bias is being confirmed type thing. So I'm sure there are like some positives and stuff like that, but currently just how I'm looking at it, yeah, man, FFG is just like looking so much better. And we'll have to revisit this statement in, if the rumor
Next
is
month,
March
yeah.
or whatever, so we'll definitely have to circle back and say, did FFG do better than Ravensburger with launch?
and let's not forget that the 2-player set is going to be a full set too,
Huge.
which is great, because instead of buying 2 of the starters and then 2 of everything whenever they came out with those things, this is going to be great that you buy it once, you got everything you need. You don't need to buy anything unless you want extras.
I just bought 3 different starter decks for Lorcana, man. Like, it's just,
I mean, that didn't feel as bad because like It
It feels bad over MSRP.
Well, yeah. Of course, if you're buying, yeah. I mean, I would say that about
That's
even
my
the
fault,
unlimited,
though.
the 2-player set. If it's MSRP 35 and I'm buying it at 60, like that's gonna feel bad.
How many starter sets are there for Lorcana?
3.
3. I still feel like I would rather get a 2-player set. It's like, okay, you buy the 2-player
agree.
set, you sit there and go, okay, well, because it's a game you play usually against somebody else. So you get a starter, you get a 2-player set. It's okay. I want to learn. Here, let's learn together. Or I know how to play. Here's a way for you to learn, and you both have a play set versus you got to go out and buy a starter. Instead, it's like, oh, I already bought the starter. We can both play. So I like that aspect of it.
Credit where credit's due, though. Sorry, Jack. The starter decks for Lorcana did come with like some decent cards that filled out your collection, as well as a booster pack.
And I thought that was really cool. Like to me, it'd be really cool if the 2-player set for Star Wars.
That'd be sick.
Two boosters.
To get a 2-player set, then all of a sudden you pull like one of their rare cards, super rare card. It's
Well, some people did, yeah. They would get like enchanted.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Pulled a legendary bell out of his starter deck.
That's pretty cool.
So like that's a $40 card right there, just with your price of entry. So I think credit where credit's due. Those are good starter decks. But buying 3 at over MSRP does feel a little rough.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you're talking like what you prefer, I think you gotta assume it's MSRP. Like I don't really know what I prefer. I mean, I almost think if somebody's just walking into a game store, they have a higher chance of grabbing a $16 single starter than a $35 2-player set. So I hope maybe Unlimited does something where the way they broke Destiny was 3 sets were a block. So maybe Unlimited is the same. They talked about 3 sets a year. So maybe the first set is a 2-player set, and then sets 2 and 3 of that block have potential starters of that. I don't know. There could be something in there where they end up doing both, and I think having both would be really good. I don't really have a preference one way. I see the arguments for, like Flock said, it'd be awesome to just go in, bust out the 2-player set, buy that, bust it out with a friend. You have 2 full decks. Let's go. Let's play. Let's learn. But I also see, like I said, the advantage of somebody walking into a store, they see tournaments going on or learn to play events going on, and they grab something for $15, $16 compared to something double that. So I hope they have both. I think it'd be really cool.
Well, it could be something like you have the 2-player set when a block first comes out, or something that's standard legal, and then you can go back and do that in like the second one, or however they can do rotations.
Well,
but
I think it makes sense to do this at the beginning of the game, and then kind of
for sure.
I mean, we don't really need a starter deck every time.
No.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, I was a big fan, and so we can even transition over to some of the points we were even just talking about. And the first one I want to bring up is that it is full 50 card deck. All of these starter cards are a playset of, which would be 3 in Unlimited's case. So up here, if you're watching on YouTube, there is the Darth Vader and the Luke Skywalker like full deck list they posted. They're on the back of the bases in the game, just in the starter set. If you're looking for these, you can check out our Facebook or our Discord or our Twitter or whatever for the images there as well. But like, for example, the Darth Vader deck list, the starter uniques are Darth Vader himself, our Admiral Mahdi, our Grand Moff Tarkin, his lightsaber, I'm Your Father. So there's some cards right in there. Right off the bat, you buy them, and you have a full playset. There is no Star Wars Destiny. I want 2 hidden motives. I need to buy 2 rivals or whatever draft set that was. Or even the same thing with like the Rey and Poe and Kylo and
Phasma.
And Phasma, 2-player set. You had to buy 2 of those to get full playset everything. You do not have to do that. You can buy 1. The only reason you would ever want to buy 2 or more is if you want multiple playsets of some of these cards. But in reality, just buy 1, print proxies of all those other cards, swap them in decks, and then before you play in a tournament, just remember to bring the actual cards in place. I don't think there's really a reason to buy a second one. I don't think they didn't say anything about like I'm thinking Lorcana, we got a foil like Mickey Mouse and Moana in the deck. I don't think there's anything foil within these. I don't remember if they said that or not.
I don't think they mentioned anything about it. Did they say they're doing foils? I thought they were just doing like alt art kind of things for this one. right?
Truth be told,
I don't remember, honestly. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not like huge into it. I forget exactly what they said. I mean, I think there would be foils in here, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the easiest to print as compared to like full arts. But I don't know. Even a mix of them would be nice. I know Flesh and Blood has both now. I think those.
Mhm.
I think that's like a good mix.
I won't
Yeah.
say a good thing about Flesh and Blood. I won't do it.
Well,
Can't get
Kana has
into
both
it.
as well, right? They're foils.
Scott's not here to.
Scott's
yeah,
not here
right.
to defend Flesh and Blood. Right? Don't back down.
Florkana's got both of what, or what'd you say? I'm sorry, I was too busy making fun of Flesh and Blood. God.
Essentially a full art and foils, right? They have the similar thing. The
they've got
Enchanteds are the full
Enchanteds,
arts.
and they've got the regular coal foiling.
Yeah. I mean, the
But-
Enchanteds are a
and,
little
yeah, the
different because
Enchanteds
it
are
is different art as well,
Yeah.
right? It's not like full art,
Yeah.
but it's a full second art.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's like a full.
I think
full
it's
art
great.
card. Yeah,
Um,
they're really expensive right now.
yeah. Well, I just hey, like I don't know. I hope we see something like that in Unlimited. Give us a reason to open packs. Like I mean, we've said in the past, right? When you go to weeklies after you had your playset, we would all buy like a case essentially, or at least 3 boxes. A case was 6.
I don't need a reason.
And,
I have a sickness, so.
well, we would open the pack, see what's in them. If it wasn't a resellable legendary, we'd be like, all right, who's the new person, or where's
Yep.
the new player
Take
box? Let me just dump
Honestly,
this trash.
but that was great for new players. To be fair, I got so many like cards from that. I even got some legendaries. I remember it's like it wasn't the greatest legendary. The person was super nice and just opened up, didn't need it. They had 3 of them. They were like, all right, here, have it. It's like okay, cool. Went home,
Yeah.
bought the other one, and I was like, all right, cool. Now I got
New
two.
people should hang out with me because I buy a lot of stuff I don't need.
True.
Wait, maybe I'll just buy a lot less, and then just
See
get
what
all
Brian
each
pulls
off.
extra.
Yeah, whatever Brian pulls extra, I'll just take.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I gave Jack all of my Lorcana doubles.
there's definitely like a happy medium though, because when it gets to that point, then players just stop buying packs. So while it's like good
Yeah.
in that moment for new players to get it, longevity of the game,
Yeah.
selling less product, like I don't think that's good because you're still so ultimately like new players will still get that though. Like think about it because now I'm actually encouraged to keep buying packs or at least keep going to events and taking packs because I could get the full art Darth Vader or full art Luke Skywalker and then so still the however many cards in a pack, those are still going to be extra. But like Destiny, yeah, literally everything was worthless except for like some legendaries.
Yeah.
Like literally
I
all the way up
actually
through
was
rares, I
annoyed.
just gave you whatever I like. Literally the
Yeah.
dice card, the main thing in the pack, I would just give away because I had a playset of rares.
Yeah, I didn't want packs anymore at a certain point. I was like, please don't. Just
Store
take it.
credit, please. Hello.
Yeah, store credit would be great, actually.
One of the things going back to the starters a little bit too, I guess it would be interesting that some of these we won't be seeing these in sealed play. So they've made a big point in this being a draftable game, which I'm still excited, still looking good for that. But you won't be seeing Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Leia, C-3PO, right? R2-D2, yeah, are all starters. Mahdi, Tarkin. So a little bit of a shame, but I kind of like that they're separate because sometimes I don't know. It's nice to enter a world in which these characters will be a little bit separate. Because sometimes with starters, if they're really good, you just see them all the time. And separating them and making them not included in draft while they're available in a booster box or a starter box, I think that's a nice touch. It kind of feels bad knowing that I won't see Leia or Tarkin, I guess, in a draftable format. Makes me a little sad, but it is what it is. But
I think it's fine.
yeah,
There's
I'm
a
more
lot of
so for
cards in this
Leia.
set.
Leia is like my favorite card right now. She's not.
There's a ton of cards in the set, though. You'll find something else. Something else will take her place.
Yeah, what is it? There's like 252.
250 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And there's 6 cards that we want.
Yeah.
For 4 cards in
That'll be
each, so
fine.
8. Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Nope, I'm gonna
That'll be-
cry
that'll
over
be
those 8 cards that I cannot play.
That's fair.
Cannot play.
That's fair. I'm not judging you. I'm judging you a little bit, but I'm not judging you. It's fine.
But yeah, so this is the deck list, and then also what they showed, we're gonna switch over to and see. This is the box of the 2-player set, and so you can see the front of it there. It's got Luke and Vader popping off immediately. It's got the name of the set, Spark of Rebellion, 2-player starter, and then on the back it has the deck list. And then I wish I brought it up a little closer on my Facebook feed, but I didn't. But essentially on there, it reads through and talks about like what's fully in the set. Here we go. I got it. because I do want to read that. And it says, this 2-player starter box comes with everything you and a friend will need to learn and play the game, including 2 fully built decks, rules, tokens, and more. Also included are 1 full playset of 10 different exclusive cards that can only be found in the starter set. And then the bottom left of this image, it has the contents: 110 cards, 40 counters, 1 quick start rules, 2 playmats / posters, and 2 foldable deck boxes.
Joke's on me. It's all for me. I don't have a friend.
Yeah, you and a friend. What do you mean?
Just me.
This sounds great. Tokens are always good to just have in the box. The playmats, I imagine, are there's just like foldable paper ones, which probably will get tossed by most everybody. I don't know if I've really even ever seen somebody take out a starter playmat and use it in any game.
I've seen someone take out a Chinese
I'll say that
food menu and play that as their mat instead of like those foldable
Who
paper
was
mats
that?
in the deck boxes. I don't remember who it was.
It was like somebody
What?
we knew and had met
Yeah.
several times, but I can't remember off the top.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. But yeah, I mean, all this content sounds great. Part of me, if I'm looking at this, if I could be like, hey, knock $3 to $5 off the price and keep the foldable deck boxes, I think I would take that option. Ultimately, it's probably doesn't cost FFG that much to put in here, and it's probably nice to have just a deck box for each, but every quality deck box that I've gotten in a starter, I feel like has been pretty terrible. Most recently thinking of the Lorcana ones. Yeah, Brian's holding his up right now. It doesn't even like fully
Terrible.
close.
It doesn't close. It just pops back open.
Yeah.
It's too big for the
Yeah.
like
60 cards sleeved barely fit in. So if you're running
doesn't.
70 cards, 65, right, you're going to.
I mean, the art looks great. I've got no complaints about the art, but the whole like the build quality of this is just not good. Not good. It's not even like sitting correctly in the like this is just falling apart. Yeah, I just touched it.
I do hope they
Anyway.
do the cardboard boxes. Do you still have that next to you?
Yeah, I do.
These were prizes. These were not something you could buy, right?
Yeah.
This
Well,
was
Brian
like a
bought
learning
them.
event.
Brian bought them. 'Cause
I didn't buy
he
them.
doesn't
I
win
won a couple
prizes.
things. I topped a couple things, won a couple things.
Brian ran to eBay and was like,
I don't remember what this is. I feel like this is like a Force illusion.
It was 4-speed.
alt
No,
art.
it was 4-speed.
Force speed alt art, maybe. Yeah.
4-speed alt art. It was the full art.
But here's Ahsoka. There was one with the best defense.
yeah, it was like Phasma, best defense
One
on
with
there. and stuff,
Phasma. The one from Worlds was like Luke and Vader and the Death Star 2 or something like that.
That was more like
That
higher
one fell apart
quality.
pretty quick though.
Yeah, that-
mine
I mean,
did. Mine
that
fell
seemed like
apart
it
on the
was-
way home.
Better quality, or like, but still like it's ultimately a cardboard.
Yeah.
Cardboard box,
Like akin to this kind of like
and that was the Lorcana one. Yeah,
with the lid and yeah. So
yeah. That doesn't excite me at all. It'd probably be tossed or probably kept because it's Star Wars, but never really used
Yeah,
because
I'm
I will be
tossing
buying
too.
a Game Genic 2 deck box.
Ooh. those look phenomenal.
So this
Real
will
nice.
not be useful to me.
Yo, RIP to our wallets, dude. Holy.
I'll be buying
Holy.
the 2-player set. I'll probably be buying a case if I can. I'll be buying the Game Genic 2 deck box, whatever. I'll be buying the Game
Vader.
Genic tokens. I'll be paying to do a draft event. It's gonna be an
I'm just taking a
expensive.
week off this week.
Yeah, I gotta start. I gotta start saving for those.
Start
games out,
saving,
like,
y'all.
I gotta put like a few $1,000s off to the side. That's
Yeah,
for real.
holy.
And
The One
you know
Piece
what?
is
The
real.
best part is say it does happen in March. It'll happen again in July, and then it'll happen again in November. Well, you won't have to buy the deck boxes and tokens and stuff again, right?
Holy dude.
But
I
3
can't
sets a
afford
year.
this game.
3 sets a year.
I'll
Well, that's
just
why
take
we're
a
not
second
going to buy
mortgage out of my
Lorcana
cardboard box under the overpass.
anymore.
Can't do it. It's rough times.
Yeah, really. But so yeah, I mean that kind of covers everything they talked about in the 2-player set. Still encourage you to go watch that if you haven't, just to see the gameplay about that, and then also, I guess, shout out to our YouTube as well. Brian and I will be posting some gameplay videos of really just whatever. We haven't done the 2-player. Once we get the full list, maybe we run the 2-player sometimes, but
yeah,
we're gonna just pretty much run who we feel like playing. There's limited choices. There's what, 6 leaders out, and Leia I wouldn't even really
Yeah.
consider as out because there's
Leia's got
no
nothing.
green hero cards. You're
Do
basically
you guys know? Have they? You said they were missing a few from the starters, right?
3 cards, yeah.
3 cards. Yeah. Do you know if we're probably gonna get them soon?
I don't know.
Because if we do, because as soon as we get the entire playset of the starters, we make proxies and just do IRL.
Hacker
like
Man.
Hackerman. I mean, one was like, I think they like zoomed in. Like
Yeah,
the Spy
right?
Kids memes zoom where it like goes crazy far.
Yeah.
But it looked like it was like a pay one and it's like a +3 defense upgrade or something.
Okay.
So that was one of
Yeah.
them, but we don't know really what the other ones are.
Because I want to just do IRL gameplays.
I mean, you could print it and then we just print
yeah.
like
I'll print them.
because as you looked at the deck list, like there's 1 and 2 of us on them, and you just make that a 2
Yeah.
or 3 of, and then
Yeah.
just get to 50.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So you wouldn't have the full experience, I guess, but I really
Yeah.
doubt it changes that much. With
Yeah.
3
But I'm
cards.
saying if we do, we can just do that and just
Yeah.
start doing that.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing TTS videos. We're gonna be trying to do some more in-person stuff as well. So for now, that would be some proxies and whatnot. But that's a little bit harder to keep up with because, essentially you need 6 of each printed out, right? Because what if I want to play Vader and you want to play Krennic and both of them are
That
running.
sounds like a lot of work.
Both of them are villain, green, blue, probably. So.
I was thinking just doing like the 2-player set and just playing that. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over and over and over again.
Let's
Till
say,
next
Dude,
day.
yeah,
yeah,
at some
yeah.
point it gets.
Dude, get good with the 2-player set.
You'll be a master player of Vader and Luke, knowing exactly when to ping and exactly when to give shields.
True.
Yep.
Very true.
All right, but this is super encouraging, super awesome, fully one buy product, really good. I think this pops off the shelves too. I think this really showcases. I know the artwork can be a hot topic, but I mean I think Luke and Vader look great on here and really go with like the black and red of the starters. So
I think it's just Tarkin. That's the hot topic issue of art. I think the rest of it looks great. But we can talk about that when we talk about cards.
Yoda's a little rough too, I think, right? I don't know.
Let me scroll.
Scroll on down.
Scrolling,
You would look like that too
scrolling.
if you were 930 something.
True.
I mean, I think he looks great. I look like that now, and I'm not even 30 yet. So leave my boy Yoda alone.
Not even
all right?
29 yet, you little baby.
I know. I'm still so youthful. I have all my hair still, right?
Yeah, Flock and I are talking about our 30th coming up, and you're like, I have to turn
Oh, yeah.
29 first.
Yeah. I'm the baby of the group.
Definitely
And
act it.
still bald.
It's still fall. Look at that shiny.
I changed the lighting this time.
If you were a Pokemon, you would be a shiny, dude.
That's the highest form of praise you can give me, actually, if you know me at all.
All right, any other thoughts on this? We'll transition. We got a lot of spoilers to catch up, even from ones before the starter stream.
Just props to FFG. Keep communicating and keep doing what you're doing because it's keeping the hype alive, even though the game is so far out. I think honestly, the more times you see a stream coming up, the more it's like, oh yeah, no, keep it going.
Do the hype train. Hype train's real.
Keep
Yeah.
it going. One Piece is real.
One Piece is real. All right, let's roll in to spoilers. Brian, you want to go
Yes,
ahead
sir.
and kick us off? We already covered Palp.
Yeah. So we got Lieutenant Childson here. He's a unique blue villain unit. Cost 4. He's on the ground. 2 damage, 2 willpower. Imperial officer. He has Sentinel. When played, reveal up to 4 blue cards from your hand. For each card revealed this way, give an experience token to this unit. I'm not going to know what the names of any of the aspects are, so I am reverting to kindergarten colors.
Oh,
They're
absolutely.
blue. They're blue. I think it's vigilance though, right? That this
Vigilance is
blue. I'm still gonna call it hero. No,
Well,
it's not hero. Yeah,
yeah.
no. What's hero? Like the faint yellow. Or
yeah.
whatever?
Look, see
that's
Obi-Wan on the next
okay.
image. That's the
Yeah, pale. This card's cool. I think all the stars need to align for this to work, though. You need to have 4 blue cards in your hand for it to be, the max efficiency, and then you're still paying 4 cost for a 2/2 with Sentinel. It's just gonna get sniped off the board immediately. I don't know. It's a question mark. Got to see what the rest of the set looks like, but this is an iffy one for me.
Yeah, Sentinel's proven to be a strong keyword. but like turn 4, so far from our games, I feel like I don't have 4 cards in my hand. Sometimes I might. I mean, drawing 2. It really depends how I guess it plays out, but more often than not, I feel like I have like 3. And so if you're also revealing, like if you have 4 cards in your hand and you're revealing all 4 cards, like I don't know if I want to give that information away.
Mhm.
I mean, that does
Yeah, I
change.
Droid.
What's up?
Well, I feel
Droid.
Pro
Sorry,
Droid.
well, I feel like this type of like card would go in like a deck that already has a lot of card drawing. Like it wouldn't be just, oh, I need card draw and put this in. It's like, oh, I have a bunch of card draw. This card does really well with card draw because, you know, if you're playing up, have a bunch of blues and
Is there card
you're
draw
doing
yet?
To
maybe
have a
not yet,
bunch in
but
your
like,
hand.
but this card would go good with a good card draw
Mhm.
deck that you want to stay alive. So
Yeah.
we haven't seen all the cards, but I can see this being very good with a good card drawing deck.
And he could be better come set 2, set 3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
right?
true.
When
Yep,
there's more
yep.
blue cards. Because right now,
Exactly.
you're not incentivized
Right.
to do like a full blue deck, right? You're likely going
Right.
to have some blue,
Split
some
it.
green, etc.
Yeah. So for now, meh.
Yeah, I agree. For now, meh. Is
Flockman.
that like the scoring? Like there's meh, there's bad, meh.
Yeah. It's just meh. It's all right. It
All right,
exists. It's a card
so
that
next we
exists.
have Obi-Wan Kenobi, unique, 6 cost, blue, good guys, 4/6 Sentinel, and it says when defeated, give 2 experience tokens to another friendly unit. If it's a Force unit, draw a card. I like it.
Is good guys in the QSR? Is that the official name for?
They're good
That's
guys for me. Well, actually, in my opinion, the Empire did nothing wrong. So
Yeah, okay,
the
bud.
red is
Red.
actually, or the
Scorching hot take.
yeah, the black one's actually the good guys, in my opinion. But you know,
Hmm.
but I like it. I like Obi-Wan. Like he's very good. Experience tokens are good.
Yeah, I think he's phenomenal, and will continue to get better as sets come out, and there's more Force units on the board.
Yeah.
I think that's
Oh, that'd be pretty cool to literally just having your entire team being all Force units and just, oh, dude.
yeah. I mean, there's his biggest thing too, right? Like, granted, it would be all your resources, but turn 6, you're playing Luke. You could play Obi-Wan and then play Luke.
Yep.
So I mean, he can come out on the same turn that Luke is coming out as well. Luke can attack and then give him a shield, right? Stacking him up with shields is obviously a good play to give that to your Sentinel units. Now you are sacrificing, right? You would hope he would be a 6/6 for 6 cost with 2 aspects on his thing, but you're getting more than that eventually when he does die, even if you don't give it to a Force and don't draw, because you give 2 experience tokens, that's 4 total stats, because right, it's +1 attack, +1 willpower, +1 attack, +1 willpower. So you're still getting good stats. You're getting Sentinel, and you're likely getting a card draw. So A+ for me. I didn't think it could get much better than Chewie when they revealed him as a 6-cost Sentinel, but I think Obi's better than Chewie, and I still think Chewie is actually really good too. And that's the 6-cost unit Chewie, not.
You know, I just thought of, like, this sounds really cool because in Destiny you couldn't do it, but this one you could literally just have an entire team of like all Jedis, just on the board, all Jedis, or whatever. Instead in Destiny you were like limited to like 2, sometimes even 3 characters like to play with. Now it's like you could just do all your favorite characters in a deck, throw them all out there, and just spack face. I think it's awesome. I just thought of that. Everyone else probably knew about that, but I'm really slow, and I just thought, wow, this is gonna be really cool.
Now, I think something. So I like that aspect of it too, but I like the fact that we can do that and have a leader. I think playing more card games since Destiny has made me really appreciate having a leader that stays on the board or like has a constant influx. Right? Destiny, you had the characters that you had your team with, Flesh and Blood. I really like that you just brought a hero. Whereas I like Legends and Runeterra, but I didn't like that my champions weren't out all the time. I like Lorcana, but I kind of wish that I could have like Mickey Mouse on the board or Stitch on the board the whole time. So I do really like what you're saying, Flock, and I like the fact that I can have Luke Skywalker as my leader and flood the board with Obi-Wan, with
Yoda,
Yeah, maybe Rey, Yoda,
eventually
like,
a Qui-Gon or
Qui-Gon
something like
stuff.
that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
I think that's really cool.
That-
And you
yeah.
could have 2 Obi-Wans on there, right? If they
True.
come out with 2 Obi-Wans this set, right?
Yep.
The uniqueness is per that specific card. So yeah. A+ for me. Whatever that ranking system was.
Great.
It was great. Yeah,
Just
great.
make it up as
Great.
we go.
Great.
Sublime.
So next one is a unique card in the sense of what was spoiled. This is Vigilance. It is a 4-cost event. It has 2 symbols on it, and both of them are Vigilance symbols. So there's 2 Vigilance symbols on here. And it says choose 2 in any order. Discard 6 cards from an opponent's deck. Heal 5 damage from a base. Defeat a unit with 3 or less remaining HP. Give a shield token to a unit. And this is our first legendary. So it's really good. Going back to the point we made with Childson, that the fact that there's not a lot of value currently in running double blue and your deck building creation. So playing this card is very likely going to be a 6-cost event, right? For 4, I think this is amazing. For 6, I think it's still pretty good. I like all the options on there. I think all of those are pretty good. The weakest one to me, I think, is the discard, because mill isn't a huge thing just yet of what they said. You know, we'll see when the whole set comes out. But I don't see crazy relevance of the discard from an opponent's deck unless you know they stacked it in some way, right? If there's any abilities within the game that let you search and put something on top of the deck or whatever it might be. But healing 5 from your base is really good. Shield token, as we talked about, has been very good. Or even defeating a unit that is, you know, say they have 2 shields on their Sentinel that you just can't seem to kill, and you don't have any Saboteur units or whatever to get those shields rid of. You know, defeating that is really good. So I like this. 6 cost. I don't know that I'll necessarily be playing it in all my decks, but it's certainly something to look at. And I like the fact that a legendary is kind of, rather than just being like a raw power card, I like that there's flexibility with it. There's options with it. Doesn't mean it's the best, but certainly can get creative with it.
Yeah, for right now, I could definitely see this be like a one of in the deck, and you hope you get it towards the end when you just need something killed, or you need 5 health, or need a shield that you can afford the 6. Because sometimes towards the end of the game, it's like I have all this, you know, all this resources, and I don't have to spend on it. It's like, okay, I'll drop 6 for possibly end the game or extend it to another round.
Yeah, I think that 5 from a base is pretty big, personally, because I've played like 1 or 2 games so far, but as far as the base health, it can happen really quick.
Mm-hmm.
It happens really fast before your eyes, and if you can kind of just stop it in its tracks and kind of regroup, I think that's huge. I mean, all those options are good, I think. The discard 6 is probably somewhere down the road.
Road.
Line,
Road.
road. I tried to say the 2 things at the same time. I think that's probably somewhere down the road where, you know, you're looking at it, and this probably makes sense with the rest of the set, but we'll see. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's a good card.
And is this our first Clone Wars arc? Prequel arc? There's the restored arc, technically, but if it's restored, I guess that means it's not in, right?
I think it
in
is.
current use.
I'm scrolling. Yeah,
Looks
I think
awesome.
it is.
Looks awesome. I love that. I do hope we get... So, if all the leaders end up being Episode 4 time era, right? Original trilogy characters, Start of the Rebellion, Spark of the Rebellion, I'm okay with that, but I do hope we get like some prequel stuff in here, like within the cards that go into the deck. If all the leaders are Episode 4 stuff, that's fine.
I think somewhere down the road, somewhere along the way, like when I started memeing on the prequels, I started to like them more for some reason. I like the era of the prequels a lot. Like, I liked when all the Jedi were thriving and going around, and I actually do like the space politics. Like, I like the Senate and how it was, like, I think that's just the history nerd in me, but, like, I like the prequels.
Yeah.
I would be thrilled to see more art from the prequels and more cars from the prequels, and I'm sure it's coming, but I'm stoked. I mean, it makes sense to start with the OG. That's totally cool, but, yeah,
Yep.
I like this a lot.
Prequels have my favorite character, Jar Jar Binks, so, I mean,
That makes a lot of sense.
dude, it's my license plate.
Describes his personality. He's got like a Jar Jar, like, what's in your
Yeah,
back
so
seat?
so in my back seat, I have a body pillow, and the body pillow has a head on it, and it has Jar Jar Binks' mask on it, and it's like wrapped around like the back of like the headrest, so that when you drive past it, you can see Jar Jar in the back seat.
And you don't get pulled over on the regular.
Dude, I can go to HOV lane now because they think I'm an Uber. I'm driving Jar Jar.
Yeah, there's 2 people in the car.
There's 2 people in the car. Yeah. He's a
The next
Sith
card,
Lord. Don't mess with him.
It's Distant Patroller. It's a 2-drop space unit blue. 2 attack, 1 willpower, fringe vehicle fighter. When defeated, you may give a shield token to a blue unit. This card is not meh. It's bad. It's a bad card. There are so many better 2-drops that have been spoiled already without the rest of the set out there. This card is not good.
It's good in a mono blue.
But why would you do that? Are you running a
Not yet.
specifically vigilance deck?
Yep. I'm gonna make it work.
Not
I'll make
just
it work.
not just
This
the color.
slots
I'm
right
talking
into
about the
my
card.
Lieutenant
Dude, I
Childs Vigilance
can't
deck.
wait till I play Brian and I smack his butt with Distant Patroller. Can't wait.
I can't wait
Timestamp
either.
this episode.
I
So-
know it's coming.
Yeah, well, that doesn't really mean anything. I think Distant Patroller is pretty mid, low half, bottom tier card, like a D.
I agree.
Like the shield is nice, but I think as the set fully gets spoiled and we see more like saboteur units or even ping options, I don't think the value of shields are going to be as high as they are right now.
Yeah, they seem
So-
really strong.
I think they're really good
Quite
right now. I don't think there's a lot of
Yeah.
ways necessary to deal with them, but
Oh, did we talk about how shields work from the stream?
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, they clarified that.
Yeah, they clarified that. So
Because, originally, say a unit had 3 health left and a shield, and you dealt 5 into it. Originally, they ruled that the excess 2 damage would still go into the base on one of the streams, but that was miscommunication. Everything just goes right into the shield. So all damage is absorbed by the shield. So shields,
Even if we're
strong
overwhelmed,
shields.
yeah.
shields stonks are going up.
Yeah.
But
but back to this card.
back to Distant Patroller.
One health. Like I just don't. I can't.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of. It needs to have better breakpoints.
I think if it was
I
a
feel.
3-1, it automatically, to me, gets a lot better. Because the issue is, in space, 2-1, currently, if we've seen, I already have issues with the TIE Fighter, and that's a 1-drop, and that's a 2-1. And so, you would think that's fine, but, as the game goes on, that trades in almost nothing in space. The only thing it might trade into is the one Imperial one that gives experience tokens. And that's a 3-2, I believe. But mostly everything out, an Arc is a 2-drop, and that just beats that out. The X-Wings, the only other ones it's beating are the ones that are giving out experience tokens, I believe. So, I don't know. For me, I struggle with 2-1s, especially in space. Right now, I don't know. I don't love it, and I don't know if a shield is worth it enough, because remember, it also has to be a blue unit, too. So, if your opponent plays around this, there's definitely a situation where they could just... if you're playing against Darth Vader, they could kill your unit and then use Vader's ability to ping the patroller, kill it, and then you now do not get a shield because there's no blue unit for you to give it to. So I think it's poopy.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted the big boy?
Yeah.
Relentless. It's a 9-drop green black. It's an 8/8 Imperial vehicle capital ship. The first event played by each opponent each round loses all abilities. This is pretty relentless and fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're looking to ramp and play big things. It's hard to beat this because they need 2 cards to answer it, right? If they do a Vanquish, that doesn't do it. You need to burn something else before.
Well, the only thing that draws me back is it does say each, so you have to do the same thing, but
Each opponent.
each opponent? Oh, I thought it was each player. Oh shit,
Nope.
each opponent.
This game's built from
Let's go.
multiplayer, right? They had that in mind. So
Yeah,
it's stuff like
true,
this.
true. Oh yeah, so never mind. It's even better than I thought.
Imagine if you could read. You would be unstoppable.
Oh, I can't read. I can't read.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the best late game drops we've seen. I don't think we've seen too many. As we scroll up, we'll see the Blizzard Assault ATST.
Yeah.
Is that it? Or AT-AT, right? We've seen the ATST, but that's only like a 6-drop. You don't consider that a like a big closer. So I mean, this is probably in a realm by itself, right? We haven't seen like a rebel version of this yet, but I mean, I think this is really good.
Yep.
And 9 in green is doable, especially for villain, right? Right now we have the super laser technician, and as we get up there in a little bit, we'll see resupply. So I mean, that's 6 cards that could be resourced early and help you get to 9 faster. So really interested to see how like a control green villain deck, probably with blue splash currently. We'll have to see what yellow brings, but seems good to me, right? You can use vigilance to heal your base to get the game to go longer. You play relentless at the end game. I mean, I haven't seen this card played. Like, it's really hard to chew through unless you do have the situation of like, I have a 1-cost event. Let me burn that. That had no effect, and now I spend 5 to vigilance. But like, you're losing so much tempo and card in your hand and resources. Like, that's an extra resource, an extra card that you have to burn to get rid of this. And it's an 8/8. Like, it's not like it's like a dinky 5/5 or 6/6, like something that you could trade into. Like 8/8 in space, man. There's not a lot of stuff that can trade into that right now.
It's gonna take a lot of distant patrollers to knock that thing out.
I need 4 distant patrollers to kill one relentless.
That's right.
And then every single time they get defeated, I get to put, a shield token. That's 4 shield tokens.
This card on top of like other action cards like maximum firepower and like surprise strike maybe, and
the overwhelming thing.
Barrage, yeah.
Overwhelming
like
barrage.
That in conjunction with this card, like it makes it a powerhouse. Like, I personally, because then you swing in for 2 as well as do 10 damage.
Yep.
Like you do 20 damage that turn. That's just ridiculous. Again, like you have to have all those like pieces lined up, but I think that's pretty nutty.
Yeah, and the Imperial trait so far has seemed pretty good too, right? We've seen in a second we'll see Veers, so we would get the +1/+1 from that, and whatever is it the Snow Trooper? I forget which Snow Trooper it is, but the one where you can play him and you attack with +2 on an Imperial unit.
Yeah, it's
I forget if it's the Lieutenant.
The Snow Trooper Lieutenant.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
The Imperial so far has been a good keyword. We've seen that, like you said, maximum firepower. In a second, we'll see overwhelming barrage. So it's got that Imperial keyword, so it's good. Works with a lot of stuff. We haven't really seen anything with vehicle or capital ships just yet. But, yeah, I like it a lot.
Yep.
All right, going on up, we have our first unique base with text on it that does something. Let me turn my head. Security Complex. It has 25 health instead of 30 as we have seen. It's a rare. And it has an epic action that says, give a shield token to a non-leader unit. It is treading a very thin line for me. Currently, I don't know that I want to run it, but I could see myself in an aggro deck where I need to have some of my units stay on the board longer than they typically do. I think this could work here. I think a control deck, right? Like, I don't think Krennic would want this, or like a Vader build that wants to even go a few rounds past that. I don't think wants this, but in a second we'll talk about Boba Fett, and he's trying to do early aggression. Could maybe work there. But 5 health is a lot to give up. And again, it's not like you can heal up, right? You can't like play vigilance while you're at 25 health and gain
That was
5
funny.
health or whatever back.
I was supposed to ask that.
Yeah, it only, and this goes for really like any cards. It'll heal up to the printed cost of that stuff.
Got it.
So you can't
I
heal
value
back
the
up to
5
30.
health on a base more than like I mean, this probably isn't going into a late game. But I was gonna say with cards like Blizzard Assault, AT-AT, and Relentless, like you would need to give out like 5 or 6 shields to make this even trade.
And it's an epic action, so it's once the whole game.
Yeah.
1 shield you're giving out.
Yeah, but I think
no, it sucks.
But I think this is more so you're hoping to deal the damage you need to deal before you even lose 25. You're hoping you're going against decks that take a little while to ramp up, where turn 3 or 4 you're already spinning out 15 damage is
I
what
hate
I'm
it.
guessing is what this is for. So you
Yeah.
want that one
It's ugly.
unit, that you're just gonna buff with a whole bunch of experience points. You want to give them a shield so that they take one extra damage,
Terrible.
and then they get more damage out. So that's all that is for. So like Jack's
Right to
saying,
jail.
Yeah. 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 Like the decks that probably run this are if a Vader, their opponent Vader is playing Relentless, they probably already lost by that point because the game's gone on so long.
Yep.
My biggest
So.
concern of this stuff is like Waylay of Vanquish, right? It's non-leader stuff, right? Putting shields on like Boba Fett, on Luke, on your leaders is very valuable, and giving them buffs is very valuable because they can't be defeated by that stuff. Where sometimes you worry, I want. I don't know. I want my 5-cost aggro unit that is the key to my deck to stay on the field. I'm going to give him a shield. He's going to live this attack. And then next thing you know, he gets vanquished or waylaid or whatever. Waylaid may be a little less hurtful, right? Because then you can play him again. But, vanquish feels bad.
Just get memed on.
Get memed on. But yeah,
Yellow's all
this
about
will
the
need to play.
tricks.
This will need to play to find out the value of it. But I think in aggro deck it could work with. Next up,
Yeah, I feel like they also probably tried a bunch of stuff and found out that if you do it any other way, it's too valuable to shield. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
probably
tested it.
this time.
They definitely probably tested it.
I did want to say that I'm very glad that it's not just a blue base, a green base, a yellow base, and blue, yellow, green, red. A red base. I was like, what's the fourth color in this game? The card that's right next to this. Because I think that would have been boring. That would have been vanilla. Even if this ends up being a terrible card, I'm glad that there's options to try out some of these bases. And I think they even said that when they revealed that or talked about this on stream. I think they said in playtesting they originally only had just vanilla bases, but then even playtesters and other people trying the game out were like, oh, this is cool. Where are the bases that do stuff? And so they, I guess, added this in to that. So I think that's good. But it could be a sign that these aren't meant to be very powerful, but just as deck building options to start out for people to try and stuff. So, yeah. Take it away, Bri.
I got another poopy doopy card. Starwing Scout, red space unit, cost 3, 4 damage, vehicle fighter, 1 health. When defeated, if you have the initiative, draw 2 cards. I hate it. I can't with these 1 health for 3. What are we doing? Terrible. Wait, hold on. Are there another 3 down there that I could play? Like for space. That's better than
This seems like a good one in an aggro deck because it's obviously you want to draw cards in an aggro deck and you want it to die, so you want to do as much damage and let it die, and then you draw cards. So I don't see this awful. This is going to be an aggro deck, traditional aggro deck.
bad.
And
Bad.
It's because you have to have skill and think, and Brian doesn't like that, so he doesn't like the card.
Bad.
He's like 1 health. Oh, it's awful.
It's bad.
You could definitely get caught with like a feel bad moment, but if you can, your opponent's gonna have to deal with this because 3 for 4 attack in space is pretty high, right? The 1 health is obviously the biggest drawback, but if they just constantly, like, if you have the initiative and you're constantly swinging for 4 into their base, at some point they're gonna have to answer that because that's a lot of damage to go just keep letting through to your base. So the tricky part just is if you mess up your sequencing, you lose it, and then they're able to ping or kill that, relatively easily because it's going to die to everything. So
yeah, it's just weak. If it was like 3-4-2, then it's mid. Then it's good. Good mid good.
Yeah, I think
I just think that breakpoint is just not great.
Yeah,
it's. I mean, you could trade and it won't even feel bad to the other person because it's just
unless you draw 2, and that could be huge, especially as the card we're going to look at next, right? Boba Fett can have 5 resources, but he could potentially play 7 resources worth of stuff with reset, and he's trying to go aggro fast on you a little bit, I think, at least at this point, and him getting 2 more cards to play more stuff, I think could be really good.
Yeah. Go ahead, Flop.
But yeah.
All right, so the next one we have Boba Fett. Unique leader. And it says when an enemy unit leaves play, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, ready a resource. And the epic action is if you control 5 or more resources, deploy this leader.
And what's the other side?
and then when you flip it, when it's it is a
You got a coach Flockton like a kindergarten reading reading
oh.
homework assignment. You know what I mean? And what does the other part say, Flockton?
Now Boba Fett comes out once you flip him, and he's a 4/7 underworld bounty hunter. And when this unit completes an attack, if an enemy unit left play this phase, already up to 2 resources.
It's good.
I like it.
Cool. It's a cool ability. Makes sense.
One thing to note when this unit, if an enemy. What is? Gosh, I need to reread the QSR. If an enemy unit leaves play this phase, ready up to 2 resources, so he would have to kill it, right?
Yeah, or they kill their own. Or if it leaves,
Yeah, it would
leaves
have to
play.
be when this unit completes an attack. So yeah, it would have to be.
Yeah, because I was like, is there a world where someone else kills something, then he attacks the base and still gets to ready? But I don't think that's the case. I think he has to be the one. Yeah, action phase. Most of the gameplay happens during the action phase. During this phase, players go back and forth, taking one action at a time. The player with the initiative counter takes the action first, then their opponent takes an action, so until both players have passed. The actions available are play a card, attack, use an action, take the initiative, and pass. So phase is the whole thing.
Yeah, so basically,
so
you
somebody
could have...
else could kill something, he could attack the base, and you could ready 2 resources.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah. So that, to me, is a lot better than what I originally read, which was I originally assumed that he had to be the one killing the thing. I was like, kind of feels bad for me to constantly be trading him into units when I would like to go.
But it says
to the
when
base.
this unit completes an attack.
Yeah, so, yeah, and if an
that
enemy
side.
unit left play this phase.
So the phase is the whole thing, right?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you kill something, have it leave play.
If only I could read.
Then you pull him out and you play him, and then he attacks or whatever, and then you do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So something else could kill something, and then later you can. You attack with him into something else, and then, boom.
I like him.
Because then there's after that is the regroup phase, and that's when you draw 2, you resource, and then you're ready. I like that a lot. So that piques my interest of Boba even more. I liked him even from what I had read before, but I like that a lot from him. And we haven't even seen any bounty hunter or any underworld cards. We have literally no. He's similar to Leia in the fact that we have no support for him really. There's a few events, but they're generic yellow events, pretty much anybody could use. So, yeah, that seems cool to me. I like him. I'm excited to experiment. I've played Luke and Chewie a little bit, and I played Vader a little bit, but I think I'm most excited to get more games in with Boba Fett. Cool. All right, next up, we got Entrenched. It is a 2-cost upgrade, Vigilance, so just 1 blue symbol.
Vigilance.
It is a what?
Vigilance.
What did I say?
Vigilance.
Vigilance. Vigilance. +3/+3. And attached units can't attack bases. This, like initially, right, you could have a reaction of, wow, I could give 3 attack and 3 willpower to my units. Is it actually called willpower? I'm pretty sure I've said health every time. Is that the actual?
Yeah.
I'll probably just say
Yeah,
health.
I
So
think
3 attack and 3 health.
Blue, health, attack,
Blue,
none of this.
I'm going to ink a...
I'm going to ink a card.
You can't see.
Obviously you look at it, you'd be like, wow, giving 3 attack, 3 willpower to my unit seems really good. They'd be beefy. They help clear the board. But I actually think that this could be really tricky and really interesting in a control deck, because you could play this on an enemy leader, whatever, a big unit, something that you need to stall out the game with, and that thing can now not attack your base. Now you're essentially, good chance you're conceding the that area, right? If I flip Vader and Brian plays Entrenched on my Vader, he's almost conceding that ground is going to be mine, right? Because I'll be able to swing in for Vader on 7 on any unit he plays, plus deal the 2 damage from his ability into another unit. So it is a little bit tricky like that, but if, Hey, if I don't have any space units and, maybe the game's going on longer than I hoped and you drop Relentless, I could attach this to that, and now your Relentless is doing nothing, and I don't have to play a single space unit. So there are some plays like that where I think it would be better. I don't necessarily know if I love just 2/2 +3/+3 can't attack a base on my own generic units. Any additional thoughts?
No, I started. I mean, you said it all, really. I mean, it seems good at first glance, but like I think the whole point of it is like the more damage to the base, that's the win condition. Like
A win condition.
Yeah, a win condition. It's deceivingly good, right, at first glance, but I think I want to attack the base more often than not. I want to attack the base.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you said it all.
Because I could see value on stuff like Sentinels and stuff too. But like I even think of like Chewie, right? One of the things I love about Chewie is that I get to do damage onto your board, but every time I ready him, I just go into your base with it. So it's like,
oh my god, dude, putting this on Chewie with grit is so dumb. He's got +3 plus grit, +3 more health to do more grit.
Yeah, you're just gonna smack stuff around.
That's crazy. No,
but he can't go into the base, So.
But yeah, but your units, whatever you're putting out, he could just take out like the next card for free. Just
Yeah, but he's probably gonna die.
He's still getting murked. But the next card, by the way, is Blizzard Assault AT-AT. Flock, did you have anything to say about Entrench before I move on? Sorry.
No, you're good. You can move on.
Cool. The next card is Blizzard Assault AT-AT. It's a green villain unit that costs 8, hits for 9, has 9 willpower/health. Imperial Vehicle Walker. When this unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may deal the excess damage from this attack to an enemy ground unit. This, my friends, is a great card. It's a win for me. I'm glad I got to read a good card tonight instead of all these poopy doopy ships that have nothing, can't sell shoes. No, it's really cool.
What if it was a 9/1?
Sucks.
Okay.
Terrible card. I hate it. It's awful. No, I think these are the stat points that I want. My play style is very much I want to go in, smack face, smack base, and win. That's it. So getting up to this is very cool. These big green villain cards that have been popping up are very exciting to me, particularly because I do tend to run villain stuff in my card games. But this looks great. Great stats. The right colors that I want. And it has Overwhelm.
No, it doesn't.
Right? Or excess into the base. Is that Overwhelm?
No.
It's not into the base.
Did you
any of the
read?
ground unit?
What are all these keywords talking about?
Can you read?
So Overwhelm, yes.
Overwhelm's into the base. Oh, this has ground unit, but I'm saying
it's a similar effect, but it has to go into a ground unit.
That's what I meant. Yeah, it spills over.
Yeah.
It's not Overwhelm, but it spills over to the next target, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because hitting
the board.
your your Starwing Scout with this is Space Unit. I can't even use that. Hitting your Stormtrooper 3/1, your Death Star Stormtrooper for 3/1, and then stopping at 1. Feels bad, but this makes it the extra damage is worth playing.
Yeah. It having a similar effect to Overwhelm, but going into units makes it good for them to able. Oh, Brian's going.
What
crazy.
is happening?
Holy!
Brian's got a rave going over us.
Holy!
Oh, that's amazing.
My camera died.
That's amazing.
Oh no!
Do the classic IT. Unplug it, plug it back in.
Is it plugged in?
I don't know. Are you still there, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that's probably better that you can't see me anyway.
I
work
love this freeze frame.
You keep going. You keep going.
Yo,
what
you
is
should turn
the freeze on? I can't see.
You should turn the lamp on. It might help.
Oh, thanks, bud. Thanks, buddy.
But yeah, I think this will be really good for helping clear out Sentinel units and a wide board of Sentinel units and stuff. So definitely, if you're playing this big and you're behind on board state, this will help you catch up.
And now, if you're worried about getting your 8 Blizzard Assault AT-AT, you can play the next card that we have, Resupply. It's an event, 3-drop green, and it says, put this event into play as a resource. So, It's a good card. Help you ramp up some resources in there to get your Blizzard Assault AT-AT out there. So I like it.
Am I back?
He's back. He's returned.
He's back. There we
Great,
go.
cool, awesome. Thank you.
It
Did you like that segue?
It's perfect.
It's great.
Yes. Perfect, honestly. The only drawback for this for me is comparing it to the whatever it's called, the Super Laser Technician. So the upside of this resupply over that is that resupply instantly goes in, so you can instantly do an epic power action, right? Or epic action. So like Brian and I even played a game that should be going up this weekend. I snuck out Vader a turn early after he spent all his resources because I spent 3 to resupply to get to 7 to bring Vader out. So that was really good. Whereas like the Technician, you spend 3, he comes in exhausted. So in reality, it's not till the next round or whatever that you'll actually be able to trade. Now he comes in and you ready him in the resource right, I believe. He's defeated, put in your resources and then ready it because everything comes into play exhausted. So resupply similar would be coming in exhausted. But it's, to me, it's good if you have 3 resources at the end of the round to get it out, or you can plan around that epic action of your leader to get it out that turn when your opponent isn't expecting that.
But that Technician, isn't that in the 2-player set? Right? Is that the 2-player set card? Because this would be good for like draft. So you don't get that one in draft.
I don't think the Technician is.
I thought that was the one that they
it's
played.
A common.
In the,
so it's in the starter, but it's not starter exclusive.
Oh, okay.
So you can
it's not starter exclusive. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. That point was mute.
Moot.
Moot? It's not mute. It's
that
not
point
mute.
was mute.
Yeah, like mute.
Anyway, the next card.
Okay. All right. Next up. We got Luke's lightsaber. Excited to finally get this. We've had Darth Vader's for a little while, but we got Luke's. It's a 2-cost upgrade. It is a hero blue card. It says attached to a non-vehicle unit, and when played, if attached unit is Luke Skywalker, heal all damage from him and give a shield token to him. It is a +3 damage, +1 willpower. It is an item, a weapon, and a lightsaber. Like a lot, seems really good. Could be nervous about trying to get greedy to try to get like a big heal off. Sometimes it could just be worth it to bring Luke out and put the lightsaber on him right away, because you do get a shield regardless. So I think it's really good. I like it a lot. If you're running the leader Luke, you might as well play this. It seems good.
I'm very lukewarm, no pun intended, on
Whoa.
upgrades at the moment. But something like this is great. Like going back to Entrench for a sec, that's an upgrade. Like that's something that if let's say it didn't have the stipulation that you can attack the base. Like I'm not like super high on upgrades just yet because nothing is permanent on the field, right? You could get waylaid, you could get knocked out. Like there's just a lot of uncertainty with that, but it has to be worth playing, right? This is a 2-drop that gives you a lot of great stats, and a shield if you're and health if you're giving it to a specific character, and like you'd be putting that on a leader, which makes more sense, right? So this is a worthwhile upgrade to use. While not all of them feel super worthwhile. Just because if you're losing that character, if you're putting that character that has the upgrade into your discard, that upgrade goes with it, right? I mean, say it doesn't even get any kind of worth. It just feels bad. But this I like a lot.
Well, still
it's redeploy.
Yeah. Even so, I mean, you're paying a 2 cost for a +3 +1. So even on, because hopefully you would have more than just one in your entire deck, so you can have multiple. And if it gets discarded, you can put it on a lower unit, get the use out of it, and then you can play it on later with Luke. Because what's the ruling with this? You could have it out on some sort of random common unit, whatever. Then you put Luke out. Can't you? How does it work when you put Luke's lightsaber down? Like if you want to put it on Luke.
You just put it on.
You just play it.
No, but you can't have two. You can't have 2 of the same card. So you get rid of the
you
one, right?
discard the other one.
Discard
Yeah,
the
that's
other
another
one.
thing that unique they talked about. You can play a new card and discard the old one, so that could have effect for on defeat stuff like Obi-Wan, like Mahdi. So if you have Mahdi on board, don't have a way to kill him, you can play a new Mahdi, defeat the old one. His defeat triggers readying a unit, so you can ready Vader and then deal 2 to the new Mahdi and ready Vader.
Block, that was a great point. I just want to throw
I'm
it
proud
out
of you.
there.
I tried setting you guys up for it, and you guys are looking at me like I have like 5 heads.
You
and
didn't
I'm
really
like,
explain it all that well.
come
but
on,
I see what
guys.
you're talking about, though.
This also gets value if there's a Luke Skywalker unit. So, right, same thing with Darth
True.
Vader stuff.
True.
So, because it feel bad, definitely, if you only want to play this on your leader, right, if he dies, then it feels bad to have in your deck. But if there is a Luke Skywalker unit, it gets more value.
Because Luke Skywalker with the robotic arm, is that considered a vehicle?
Can you? I'm not gonna say that. The next,
Next
card,
card.
is the next card is Gladiator Star Destroyer. It's a green space unit. It costs 6. It's green and villain. Hits for 5. Willpower is 6. It's Imperial vehicle, capital ship. When played, give a unit Sentinel for this phase. Units in this arena can attack your non-Sentinel units or your base. It's cool. I like it. I don't know. Sentinel for this phase. Help me out with why that is good or bad.
You could give it to a unit that you know, situationally that you don't care about, but can trade up higher that they wouldn't want to kill or attack into, so now they're forced to kill that unit. Or you could give it to a beefy boy that you know they can't kill because then all their stuff has to trade into that or whatever, right? Like if you slap this down and trying to think of lower cost ones, but I mean even potentially late game, right? You put this onto like the AT-AT or even put it onto the AT-ST, right? That's now something big that they have to kill and deal with, and it has Sentinel. And so it doesn't last, but I mean that could totally just brick their turn.
Yeah, or force them to attack something that you want to die. You know, so or do I want to kill this to give me? They're going to sit there. Okay, do I want to kill this because I have to kill it? But they're going to get a after kill effect, so they might not attack it. So then everything else stays alive longer.
Give it to Mahdi.
Great card. I like it a lot.
Yep. Yeah, because it has more willpower than it does damage. So
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like beefy things. I'm a beefy boy. I need beefy units. All right, give me the beef. Where's the beef?
Let's say, are you trying to apply for a job at Arby's?
Arby's. We have the meats.
Oh, the meats. I always think we have the beef.
Yeah, we have the beef.
I mean, that's close though.
Meats.
That's close.
It's close. I need meaty units. I'm a meaty boy. I need meaty units. I'll put it that way. Arby's. Anyway, great card. I like it a lot.
Flock, take it away. This is one of the stars of the show, in my opinion.
All right, so it's Overwhelming Barrage. It is an event, a 5-cost green-black. Give a friendly unit +2/+2 for this phase. Then it deals damage equal to its power divided as you choose among any number of other units. Very good.
Chef's
Insane.
kiss.
You get your really big beefy guys out there and you give it a +2/+2 and just spread the love. I mean damage.
Dude, but even like
Spread the. Yeah, it's cool. I like this card a lot. I think it's neat. Throw it on like the Blizzard AT-AT, the Relentless, etc., etc.
But even so, like this is 5. Like throwing it on some of these like 4-cost, like even if you play it on curve, like there's still I think some good value that you could get out of this. Or even like the turn Krennic comes down, like giving him +2/+2, you spread out 4, and then now you're getting restore 2, helping clear some of that early board. Like, I think there's a lot of units even just mid range. Krennic's probably even on the lower end of that. Some of the better ones I'm looking at is like I don't know, like thinking Chewie or like thinking Han or even some of these other ones. But this is a villain card, so I'm trying to like just apply it to them. But
put it on Mahdi. Put everything on Mahdi.
Just Mahdi. Everything on Mahdi.
Everything goes on Mahdi.
I like it a lot. I mean, I think it's really good. Obviously, like you guys just said, right? You put this on the AT-AT and you're doing 10 damage spread out, and then you're swinging in for 10 as well. Like huge.
Yep.
And then you still get to actually
11
attack
even.
with the unit. Hopefully it's readied and you can attack with the unit too.
And then you have Veers out, so it's got another +1/+1 on it.
I definitely feel like this could be like a game changer or a game winner. Just knock everything, get it on a big beefy boy, knock all the units out, and then it's okay. Now I just smack face.
I like that there's so much synergy this early in the set, right? I think that there's so many cards that just the possibilities are unlimited. Anyway,
I see what you did there.
All right, next up we got Admiral Ozzel. He is a 2-cost red villain. He's a ground unit. He's overconfident, and he has 2 attack and 3 willpower. He's an Imperial, and he is an official. What did you say the other day? Officer is what you said. Fuck.
I thought I was officer.
And he has an action. Exhaust him, play an Imperial unit from your hand, paying its cost. It enters play ready. Each opponent may ready a unit. Tempo is really going to matter for this. You're not going to want to do this if they can ready something that is very valuable. But obviously, exhausting him to play a better unit and have that thing come in ready is going to be really good. And I'm excited because this is the first onboard action, I think, that we've seen of any units coming onto the board, right? Some of them have had play-on effects or current effects like Relentless, but he's the first one that, can actually take an action to do something. I like it a lot. I think it can really help with some of those early ramp decks or early aggro decks too. Getting some of those 3 and 4 cost units out and going is really good. I mean, Ozzel's like a great turn 1 play in my opinion.
Yep.
I like Ozzel a lot.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot, especially you can get around with if they don't have the opponent doesn't have anything on the board to ready. It's great. Maximum efficiency with that.
Yep. Brian.
He's a great early game, like throw it down, and then I think that he just has a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
I actually I played him, and I played him incorrectly, but I played him, and I really like the things you can do with him as far as like.
But we walked it back, and then we did the right one, and that was was really good there.
But it's a good play. Like I think that he has a lot. Like it's a cheap ambush kind of thing. His stats are kind of like he's really versatile in the sense that even if you use him to ready a unit instead of swinging with him, like he's still beefy. Like I think he's like for his cost, I think he's really good. I think he's a good turn 1 play, and your opponent has to make a decision about, what to do with him early on. So I like him a lot. I think he's good, personally.
Yeah, and what the play that we had was you played him turn 1, turn 2 you played a TIE fighter, and then you played the snowtrooper lieutenant that gave the attack. So you exhausted him, and then you swung him for 4 on my base. It was like there's like decent value within those turns as well. So I like him.
It's just a good like early game sneak stuff in and kind of smack base if you can.
Yep.
So when you do it correctly, which I'll get there one day. We're not there yet, but I'll get there one day.
Confident.
That's me, right?
You're definitely overconfident.
Okay, bud. Rogue Operative. It is a yellow hero ground unit. Cost 3. Hits for 2. Rebel Trooper has 4 willpower / health. Saboteur. When this unit attacks, ignore Sentinel and defeat the Defender Shield. And Raid 2. This unit gets +2 +0 while attacking. So it has like Challenger from Lorcana. This is a cool this is like a cool turn 2 card, I think. I mean it's got Challenger. Cool. It's costed fine, I think, for what its stats are. And
It's great.
got Saboteur, which I think could be really big if Sentinel takes off. So
You just
And
need
shields.
clarification. I just need clarification real quick. So does this actually it defeats the defender's shields and then does the damage?
ignore
believe so, yeah.
Sentinel and defeat the Defender's Shield and then does the attack.
That's awesome. So that's literally 4
Saboteur
damage.
is
That's
really
great.
strong, I think.
When attacking, it's really, really good. Especially with all the shields. Shields doing great. This can be great. Oh.
Yeah. I think she's really, really good card.
Mm-hmm. I have to remember all these. I'm glad they printed the words on the cards though, because I'm not that smart. I can't keep up with all these keywords. There's only like 6, but that's way too many to me.
And it's nothing. Most of these aren't new, right? These are all pretty standard. Like Raid is Challenger, Saboteur. Kind of.
I learned them all for
like quick
Lorcana, so I'm
attack.
gonna be calling them the wrong thing the entire time.
Yeah. Flock. You wanna take
So
the
we
next
got I got it. So we got shoot first.
You said it right this time. Let's go.
All right. So it's an event, 1 cost, yellow, and it says attack with a unit. It gets +1/+0 for this attack and deals its combat damage before the defender. If the defender is defeated, it deals no combat damage. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I
All
don't know
about
what
the
more
tricks.
you want out of a one-cost event. It makes it, you know, a lot of this game is going to be how well you trade and how much value you get out of your units, and this just makes it so you can keep on keeping on with some of your smaller units, or get rid of their bigger ones and stuff. So I think it's really good. Han
Yeah.
Solo on a stick.
Mm.
I
On a
also think
stick.
a stick. Oh.
On a stick. Like
I am
Jose
worried
Jalapeno.
that this is going to make FFG lose their Star Wars license. They're going against the grain and saying Han Solo did shoot first because all the changes after the original
Hope you like set one.
have shown. So
No more
yeah,
after this.
Hope you
I don't
like
know.
the game.
I feel like they're gonna have to come out with the full art, and then they're gonna extend it, and then you're gonna see the bullet hole from Greedo.
I think what they should do is they should print a card called Shoot Second and have the same art, same ability.
Just flip.
Just flip it.
That's funny. All right, yeah. I mean, I like it. I think that's really good. I think that plays into what Yellow wants. I think Boba's gonna like that. Haven't seen any hero Yellow, so
I don't know if I think I said this to you before, but I don't know if Yellow's gonna be like the best, the greatest like aspect around. But I do like the tricks and the scoundrel stuff that they're putting in. It makes it the most fun looking set of cards to play, personally, in my opinion. Besides
Yeah.
the big beef stick smack face green cards that have all the big stat lines, but looks cool.
yeah. Destiny wasn't like. I wonder if it ends up being a similar route where, I mean, with the way the game works, it'll be a little different. But Destiny, I feel like there definitely were some very good Yellow characters, but sometimes the best part of Yellow was the events.
Watto.
Well, I mean, like Watto, Sabine, Afra. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying Yellow's always been terrible, but like, just thinking of some of the events in that, you always wanted to bring Yellow so you could get
Bruce.
Yeah,
With
I mean,
Watto.
Truce, he doesn't like you.
Love Cat.
Got
Bait and switch.
bait and switch.
Bait
I
and
love
Okay.
bait and switch.
Guys, can we think of any
Holy.
cards outside of easy
Holy.
pickings? we
Easy
like named
pickings
all
is great.
what set one cards.
Entangled is good.
Yeah, entangled, easy pickings,
Electroshock.
Delve.
hyperspace jump.
Delve.
Yeah, Delve.
Delve.
Yeah. So they
Delve.
had a lot. So I'm curious if it'll be like that, where maybe some of the units are weaker. But I mean, just looking at the card next to it, Rogue Operative is really good. So
Yep, I like Rogue Operative. Rogue Operative a lot. I like it.
But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a lot of tricks and expanded upon in set 2, since that is whatever the name was. It's focused on like bounty hunters, scum type stuff. So
I'm ready to be a little goblin with all my bags of tricks, dude. Sign me up for Yellow.
well, speaking of Yellow, we got another Yellow event, and it is a 2 cost. Just has one aspect on it, just one yellow icon. It is called Asteroid Sanctuary. It's an event. It's a trick. Exhaust an enemy unit. Give a shield token to a friendly unit that costs 3 or less. Like it a lot.
Yep.
Don't know if it goes in every deck necessarily, but like still paying 2 to exhaust a unit is pretty good because that's essentially what Leia does. Although Leia, is a body on the board as well and has the flexibility to ready resource. But I mean, yeah, paying 2 to exhaust seems pretty good. And giving a shield is going to be good as well. Just a stipulation can kind of be sad sometimes, right? If you're behind and you don't have a board, this could feels bad a little bit. But yeah,
Yep. They got
Yeah.
that beef stick out there. Boom.
got that beef stick.
Exhausted.
Beef stick.
Yeah, it's going to be weird though, because if you're playing defensively like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, could go either way, but I like it. See how strong shields are in the future.
Yeah, I think they're always going to be relevant, right? If you make them answer with a saboteur, like at least you're making them answer to it. You're forcing their hand, right? Because they could want that saboteur to go into something else or to attack the base
Right.
or whatever. But if you're making them, for them to get the most value out of it, to make them go into your shields could be good.
Yeah, flooding the board with shields is tough to deal with if you're on the opposing side. I can tell you.
I'll tell you
Very
what.
tough. I'll tell you what. Pretty tough. Me?
Sure. Why don't we, Brian, you read this, and then Flock, you just go right into yours because they're essentially the same thing, so we can talk about them similarly. So, Brian,
Sure.
you read yours.
This is a villain unit, straight up villain, no other colors. General Veers, he's unique. Ground unit costs 3, shoots for 3, 3 willpower / health, and Imperial Officer official. Excuse me, I pulled a Faulkner. Other friendly Imperial units get +1/+1. Flockton, go ahead.
All right, so the next one is General Dodonna.
General
It's a
Donuts?
4-cost.
General the
General
Donuts.
Dodonna. I don't know how to say that. It's a 4-cost. Good guys. 4/4 rebel official.
Good guys.
And other friendly rebel units get +1/+1. Now I think mine's better because it has 4 willpower over 3 willpower.
Well, you're paying one more for one more set of stats.
Oh yeah, it's better.
Like you're a
I like
4,
both
4,
these
4.
cards.
Veers is a 3, 3, 3.
Donuts.
Both these cards are really good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
especially
I like
stuff
'em.
that you can
I like
like get a wide board and get these like even just 2 other units. It's really good. And I remember seeing the value of this from Runeterra. Like there were some Demacia decks that would just flood the board and then have something that buffs them all, even just 1/1. And that deck was pretty nasty. I have no idea how long it lasted in the meta. I had dropped out, but it was still good then. So, I mean, just straight up buffing your whole board is a really good effect. And these guys aren't really undercosted for that either, right? Like it's not like Dodonna's coming in at 3/3 and Avir's is a 2/2, right? You're still gonna have to commit to get rid of these guys. So I like them. I think they're gonna go great. Dodonna, I'm excited because that's probably a 3 of in a Leia deck. So
yeah,
every day
right,
we get closer to making
good.
a Leia deck.
Hold on, keep holding, brothers. Hold strong.
Hold strong. But I mean, that covers all the spoilers up through the starter stream. We're still missing 3 cards. But yeah, I mean, we've got another stream. Do we have another stream coming up? No, because August is almost over, so maybe we get some. But I think they talked about one in what's the next month? September.
September.
Talked
Yeah, all right there, buddy.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You
okay.
short circuit there a minute.
Not okay. I don't know. I thought they talked about one coming up that was going to talk about a specific aspect of one of the new ones.
Usually at the top it'll say the upcoming, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they usually schedule them as they get in the month, so I don't see anything.
Yeah.
But I could have sworn they said something about one of the aspects is going to get highlighted coming up, right? Because this month we focused a lot on vigilance.
Yeah.
So something's coming up. Don't remember what one or when or how, but I do know why, and we are the why. It is us.
Us, really? You sure about that?
No, not us specifically. Us fans, us people ready to play the game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the hype train. I want these cards in my deck. It was fun to play this handful of TTS ones we did. Like, I am ready to go. Like, my hunger for this game is so real that I'm getting into Lorcana, but even Lorcana is not filling it fully because I can't buy cards. That, I'm tempted to walk out with a one-piece starter deck.
One Piece?
Next time I go to the deck now that I've been watching the show so much. But, yeah, man, I'm stoked. These cards look so much fun to play with. They're like we're already seeing lines of play that are pretty in depth and pretty fun for a first set. So,
Can I just go into a coma until March?
yeah, dude,
I
How
would
you
love
afford-
that.
You can't afford Sue then.
yeah, you gotta save every month.
Medical bills will be through the roof, dude.
That's true. His dad,
No.
his dad. Will pay for it.
I got daddy's money.
All right. Okay.
There's a little bit of copium on my end. Maybe that maybe March was just a Q1 placeholder, and we get it in February.
You are. Your gas bill is so high this month. I'd like to say.
It was high, and then they came out and they're like, yeah, us emphasizing global release was meaning that it's all coming out on the same day globally. And I was hoping that when they were talking about that, they were like hinting at pre-release in US early or something like that. But no.
Watch them have a Gen Con release, dude. How upset would you be?
That'd be terrible. Yeah, there was somebody else like said September, but like
Yeah.
both March and September were 2 dates I heard coming out of Gen Con. So both having no merit. But the March one gets a little bit more credibility. One, because the timeline makes more sense. And two, an artist posted a tweet saying, here's some of my artwork for a game coming out in March by FFG. And then he edited that and took out March. So
Just say 2024, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, maybe the 2-player set comes out early. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm holding on to.
I'd be surprised. Like, that would be awesome.
High.
Before the expansion comes out, they say, here's the 2-player set. Hopefully it gets you by. And that way they're not worried about like shipping out like 2-player sets and boxes, because everyone's gonna get the boxes and 2-player sets. So it's like, here's 2-player sets, everyone gets to play it, and then boxes. That's what I would love.
I don't think they would, but yeah. I mean, earlier I can get the product. Like, I'm in favor of any of that, but I don't think they would.
All right, FFG, if you're listening and made it this far, do that. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
It'll work.
Locked-In
It'll work. It'll work.
Is telling you specifically, and
Yes,
that
me
is the
specifically.
ticket to ride, I think.
Yep.
So
That's a great game.
But we, as Golden Dice, are going to have more content coming up. We're in talks with FFG of trying to get, we weren't at Gen Con, so we're still hoping to get a dev interview. Maybe get Jeremy or Josh or Tyler, whoever is willing to come on and be on the show. We got some TTS stuff, so follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, if you haven't already. We do have a Discord in the description if you're looking to join that. Yeah. Any other thoughts from you, gentlemen? We're at an hour and a half, so I'm good to wrap up.
We have to do podcast questions, young man.
Oh my goodness!
What are
I
you
saw an
doing?
hour and a
You're
half.
doing the sign off.
Oh my!
You haven't even answered the
goodness.
people yet.
Oh my gosh! Hour and a half.
Come on, it's
bro.
embarrassing.
All right, number one, Uncle Scott. What is a podcast? This is it. Hope you're happy. Don't ask for a refund.
Man, podcasts suck.
True, big, real, and true. Hold on, there was one on Twitter. Let me grab before we go.
Yeah, there was one on Twitter.
Adam says, among T's cards, which big bomb are you most excited about trying to hit the table? You guys said stuff first.
Relentless.
Relentless. Flock was a big
bombs.
Bomb. Yeah.
What's that Blizzard Assault AT-AT?
Yep.
I want to hit that and just go brrr, and just mow down the board.
Dude, sixes don't feel like big bombs, but we don't really have many other big. So I'll say Han Solo for reasons. That I love Han. He's 7, so he's up there too.
With ambush, woohoo!
Ambush, and then he blows somebody up.
Yeah.
Next, 2 more are from Shane. How do you feel about Cad Bane only have 2 force points? Makes sense. He doesn't use the force. This is Shatter Point, clearly. And then he asked, when is Warcraft Arclight Rumble going to be playable in the U.S.? And Shane, it's actually just Warcraft Rumble now. Get it right. And hopefully any day, because I'm waiting for that game. It's going to be a mobile game. It's probably going to be a cash grab by Blizzard. But I'm excited nonetheless because I'm a Warcraft simp. Next one from Kirby says, if space leaders do get introduced, who/what would be some examples of them? So let's try to think of this in mind of this first set, right? We could easily say a lot of prequel stuff. Could even say like Poe for sequels, but yeah.
Wedge maybe.
Wedge would be great.
Wedge would be good. But I think that all the Imperials are just sitting on command ships the whole time. Like no one's jumping out into fighter crafts and
Yeah. I feel like we can name a few like. But I mean, you could even say though, like Akbar, right? You could say he's in space, and you would put him in a similar vein to some of these command ones. But we've already seen a lot of them. Like, Constantine, I guess, could be one.
Constantine,
Relentless is there.
Sienna Ree from what was that book?
Is that Lost Stars?
Yeah, I think so. I had to go into Audible real quick. Hold on.
Check it out. Yeah. But yeah,
I could do Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren.
I mean, yeah, they could eventually, right? He's a good pilot.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll
He's a
be in this
pilot.
first set. But
Yeah.
Lost Stars. You're right. Yeah.
I'll start. So yeah. So I mean, Sienna. I mean, like I kind of think of Iden too, but I mean, she's really more of like a ground person. I think there were a few missions where you flew around with her, but
I didn't play that.
Battlefront 2, yeah, it was fine. I mean, it was fun.
Battlefront 2 is just it was just fine.
Yeah.
I don't really. I think I played the.
I mean, you
first
bought it for
couple
the
ones,
multiplayer, anyways. You're not really.
Yeah, I didn't play it for the campaign.
For the 5-hour campaign.
Yeah.
Hera would be really good.
Hera's good.
Hero 1. And that would capitalize on Ahsoka as well, right at the show.
Vader and Luke. but like you can't.
But we already got that. I'd be surprised if in the first set we have 2 Vaders
Yeah.
and 2 Lukes. It wouldn't surprise
Maybe
me if
this
there's
is
a
like
Vader
a
unit and a Luke
down
unit.
the road.
But yeah.
Down the road kind of thing.
We got a pilot Vader in the last set of Destiny. R.I.P.
Yes.
Yep.
And a pilot Luke.
But yeah, there's some good ones in there. My mind goes to that last guy, the red villain in Destiny in that last set too, but he's from Resistance, and I don't remember his name at all.
I didn't watch Resistance.
You didn't miss much. I liked it for what it was,
Okay.
but you're okay
And,
if you never watched that.
What's his face?
Elric von Reg.
Yeah, sure. That guy. Who could forget?
Who could
That guy.
forget Elric?
I didn't forget his name. Admiral Greg.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think we listed off a bunch there. I'm really hoping we do see them, though. I hope we see at least one space unit for, like, each side, a hero and a villain one. Maybe it would be both green, I guess. Command, maybe red. I don't know. We'll find out. Alan wants to know why Flockton is such a jerk. Daddy issues. Next question from Jedi Geek Girl, who hosts iRebel, Swoo Pod. And the question for us is, given what we have seen so far, it looks like heroes may have more of an advantage so far in Swoo than villains. Do you think this will be the case once we get the whole set, or do you think it'll be like Star Wars Destiny with villains being more dominant after SOR releases?
Just saw how many bombs for villain in this reveal cycle here. So I don't know. I think that villains always had the stronger characters, but heroes always had the stronger like abilities. Maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. Like, definitely in some games, it's felt like I remember like Luke and Vader in Destiny when they came out. Like, it was clear Vader was a lot better. So I'm hoping it's more balanced this time. But yeah, I mean, Destiny was like Vader Raider. It was Veer's Django. It was Phasma 3-wide, and then eventually like Balatik, and then 7. Like, there were a lot of good villain decks. So I'm hoping this is balanced definitely better. And people walking away from Gen Con and pretty much said that Vader seemed like he was better. But again, that's 30 card pre-made decks. And so we'll see if that rings true for the starters as well. Or sorry, did I say which? Luke was better. I'm sorry if I just misspoke.
Yeah,
Luke,
you said Vader. You meant Luke. Yeah,
I meant Luke. Vader was better, like almost just straight face if 2 people didn't fully understand the game yet, because he can just do damage. But if you know how to efficiently give shields and stuff, yeah, if the game goes like Luke wants to end it before Vader has 7, 8, 9 resources.
Right. Yep.
So hoping it's even. Yeah, if you had to ask right now, I mean, I think hero would be better, but you know, we're still 25% of the card pool of that. Banana's upset that we recorded the same night as him. That's what happens when they do Wednesday streams. And then he asked, question for the show is, now that we've seen Han and Chewie and their abilities, can you speculate on the design of the Millennium Falcon space unit card design? Recently, Brian and I and my wife and I played the deck building game from FFG. And in that, the Millennium Falcon, when you played it, you got to add a unique unit from your discard pile to your hand, I believe it was. So I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. So if there could be something to cycle that, or even, you know, if Chewie and Han share text when the Falcon's out, right? Chewie now deals damage before he takes damage, and then Han now has Sentinel or something too. I don't know. Something like that, I would love to see some type of synergy.
You said it all, champ.
They had no synergy in Destiny in the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just had Pomaz throwing it at me.
Yeah.
For 5 damage. I mean, that could be cool. Maybe you could replay events and stuff like that with it too, right? Some type of, I don't know.
Yeah.
You just roll the special.
Or even
this
if it's just
this
like
card
buffed.
has the dice. That's it. No other card.
Yeah, just take out Destiny, set 1, Millennium Falcon die, roll it. There you go. What was it? Okay, so the next questions come from Uncle Scott again, Inception again. Brian, when are you gonna buy more tequila?
ASAP.
ASAP. Was that Worlds
Yeah.
2019?
Yeah, it was. It was years ago at this point. Oh my god.
4 years, coming up on 4 years.
So upsetting. Yeah.
You're old, Brian.
He's not even 29, dude. He's a baby.
I'm bald.
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 He has 2 more questions. One is custom
Aye, aye.
tokens were big in the Star Wars Destiny content creator world. Do you expect to see more on Unlimited / are you planning anything? Currently, nothing in the pipeline for us. Open to it because I did really, of course, we're biased, but I did really like our resource tokens. And I think power action tokens can be redone as epic action tokens. So, I mean, there's definitely room for it. And right before Destiny shut down, in the pipeline at one point, we had golden dice, like literal dice. Like they were like black with like the gold for the little dots on the die, and then the one side had our logo on it. So maybe we come back and actually finish that. So I'm open to doing some type of things with tokens. But it's going to be hard to beat the Game Genic stuff. I think that looks fantastic, and the fact that it's available at launch is going to be really good. But we're going to shy away from, I mean, unless Brian and Flock really want to head up and take care of it. But all arts.
I nominate Brian.
I'm the personality hire. I just
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah.
I don't do anything business related. I'm not a businessman.
But I mean,
I
like
do funny Watto voices. That's it.
Destiny all art, like there's a lot. Like I don't know. I mean, I guess it's the same, right? Like if you have 2 characters in a battlefield, that's 3 alt arts you're bringing. This, it's a leader and a base. So I mean, it's not like it's that much less. But I don't know. Doing alt arts for this feels worse.
Things
Less
just go
exciting.
away so fast. Like I don't.
Well, yeah, definitely stuff in the deck I wouldn't want to do, and we didn't do that before. Because we did like Han Solo, we did Kanan, we did Chewie and Han again. I don't know. It didn't feel like as much of a playoff. I don't feel like people enjoyed it having it as much. I didn't
Plus,
see.
technically at tournaments, you're not allowed to use them anyway, or
Yeah.
some people could say something about it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever are using like a custom alt art, I would bring the official copy just in case.
yeah.
But I don't know. Even like across the board, I really didn't see many people using like content creator alt arts and stuff. So I don't know. Doesn't feel as worth it to me. Parker Simpson was great. I mean, I would do some like mats or some other stuff. I just don't know if I care to do cards. But I mean, I guess if we're getting art commission for playmats, maybe it's how much more is it to print 50 cards or something? Or I don't know. I don't think so. But I guess I won't completely shut the door for it. But as the risk is high, very high. And then his last question, if it releases in March, how much do you expect to play of the game leading up to that, whether print and play or online, such as TTS and Felt Table?
As much as you want.
Because I want? Okay.
As much as you want to enjoy watching me get my ass beat, I'll
What?
keep playing.
Well, have you
I like
played
that.
Flock?
I want to watch that. I want to watch that.
You got something wrong with you, Flo. I don't.
I
That's
can kick your.
weird.
I can kick your butt. I can kick your butt.
Anyone could kick my butt.
True.
I'm not that good
Yet. Nobody's good yet.
yet. I'll learn. I'll learn how to read first, and then we'll see how the game goes.
True. You'll learn that when you're sitting at 6 resources with Vader, you should resource a card and get to
I gotta see if the square goes into the square and the circle goes into the circle. I haven't quite mastered that yet, so.
But we do want to test out our streaming setup. So, I mean, we're definitely going to do some in-person stuff. So, I mean, I would like to do the 2 players, print and play for that. Keeping up and printing every single card is a little bit harder to do. So, we'll probably still do some online stuff, still do TTSs. It's easier to make decks on the deck builder and then import it to TTS for stuff. So, I would like to play a decent amount, but I mean, like, it really depends how fast they reveal more stuff, right? If we're sitting on these cards and in the next 3 weeks, we only get 4 more cards or something, right? It's not really going to change up any of the deck building that much. So, because like essentially we're playing with the starters and then Boba with just a bunch of random cards, and then Chewie with all the starter cards, and then Krennic with a bunch of random cards, Leia with a bunch of random cards. So
Play it with nothing. You're just playing just
with
Leia.
all the neutral just hero ones. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's not something we want to grind out every day just yet. I would like to play some games every week or something, maybe like 1-2 a week or something at most. But yeah, I don't know. That's where I'm kind of at. We'll get it set up with Flock, and then even to test out stuff, I think it would be fun if we did some Destiny Smash again or something. I still got to finish building all the decks. But yeah, we would like to play. Hey, the more spoilers come out, the more we'll play. Is pretty much what it comes down to, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. Could maybe even play some Lorcana if we get cards.
Yeah, I would stream some Lorcana. It could be fun.
For funsies, you know.
For funsies.
Not that that was the question, but you know.
Yeah. People just want to, they want to see us, man. They want to see us live. They want to see, the more we record, the more likely there is for another Ewok stream, I think is what it comes down to.
I think, yeah. I'm not even gonna finish that statement. Yeah. Probably right.
All right. Actual ending,
Yeah.
closing, gentlemen. Any closing thoughts?
Let's go. I want it now. Put me in a coma. Wake up in March.
I think the more that FFG talks to us, the more excited I am for this game.
Yep.
And I think they're doing a great job so far, and I really I commend them because this doesn't feel like Destiny 2.0 in a sense. It feels like it could be something just as special.
That's
I'll
big
say.
from you.
That's big for me because I miss it every day. I'm like that picture of Wolverine.
I was literally
with
just
the-
saying,
with
you're
the
like that
picture in the
meme of
bed.
Wolverine.
It's just Destiny.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it could be something special. I'm excited for it. I think it is a little more complicated than Destiny for me personally. The things aren't clicking yet, but I'm excited for it.
I hope Flock goes to sleep until March and then it comes out in January.
Put me in that. What's that? The frozen, the Cairo carbon carbon freezing.
Cryogenics.
My
Cryo- yeah.
gyros. My
The
gyrostasis.
Do that for me. Yeah.
All right. All right.
And I'll
Something
I'll
else,
come out
man.
blind, be like, I can't read. It's like, well, you already could.
You already can't read, so it's fine.
What's
Nothing
the
is wrong.
difference?
It's fine. You're good.
All right, let's close it. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, follow us all there. Be more content coming and going. We've definitely been keeping up with all the spoilers and all those things going on. So if you're looking to stay up to date, follow us. We also have a Discord in the description. The link does not expire, so you can click that, join us, and just come and talk about the game. We were talking about other stuff to kill the time too, Shatterpoint, Lorcana, and other stuff going on as well. So join us, talk to us. We're excited for the game. We want to share in that excitement with you, and we will catch you next time.